So, good morning everyone. It is now, what is the time? 7 minutes to 10. And today what I'm going to be attempting to do is I'm going to be attempting to read New Moon in 24 hours. I'm going to be starting at 10 p.m. No, 10 a.m. I'm going to be starting at 10 a.m. and going on until 10 a.m. tomorrow. If I finish it before then, great. Not going to happen. This book is nearly 5. Oh, no, okay. It's 497 pages. It's not going to happen, is it? But we'll see. I will do my best. And yeah, we will see what happens. And you guys are going to be along for the journey. I'll be talking about the book while I'm reading it. And then I'll do like a little wrap-up thingy when I'm very tired. Also, just a note, I will be sleeping within this 24 hours. I'm not going to sleep because I don't think it's very healthy to not sleep, so I will certainly be sleeping. Anyway, I'm going to be starting in about 5 minutes, so I'm going to make myself a coffee and get ready for this 24 hours madness. I have my laptop as well, right here, where my Zoom family are going to keep me company. At the moment, there's not many people on because it's still, the morning. But people will be popping on, so you may see some of them on here. But yeah, anyway, I am going to get myself ready, and I will be popping on when I have started reading. And I'm going to do my tabs and stuff, and I'll tell you all of that when we get started. But yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so it is literally just about to turn 10 a.m. I have set myself a timer on my phone, and that is now counting down for 24 hours. I know it's really blurry. For some reason, it's not going to focus. Like, I don't know, but it's 24 hours anyway. Well, 23 hours and 59 minutes, so there's a part of me that says I should probably start reading. But actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write my tabs out. Also, I just want to shout out one of my really great Zoom family members. Yvonne sent me a bookmark from all the way from Los Angeles all the way to my little town in Keighley in West Yorkshire, and I'm so happy with it. It's so cute. It's here. I'll take a photo of it and you'll be able to see it better. But it says on it, "The secret to a well-balanced life is a book in one hand and a cup of tea in the other. You can never get a cup of tea large enough or a book long enough to suit me." And I think, oh, it's just so cute, and I'm really, 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 really happy. So thank you, Yvonne. I love you. I've linked all her socials below. So, I have these tabs. I use these all the time. They're just sticky tabs which have got these types of things. I hope you can see that. I don't know. So I like the little arrows. I got some extras recently because I was running out. But yeah, I tend to try and use these ones. I have 2 lots because I think I'm going to be using a lot of them. And what I'm going to do is put them all here. So I'm going to write a key to myself. So even if I wasn't going to finish this, I can still refer back to it if I need to. Or I might not do it there. No, I'll do it there because I've started doing it there now. So I've got to finish it doing it there. But yeah, basically, I always do myself an annotation key if I'm reading a book like this because, well, especially if I'm talking about it too, because it just makes it a lot easier to get my thoughts gathered about it. Although I'm pretty confident I'm going to do this in the 24 hours, I'm still a little bit scared because it's not a short book. And it's also not one that I'm looking forward to reading either. So that's something else too. That's a whole other ballgame. But yes. What did you do today, Lizzie? Oh, yes. I woke up and got dressed, and then decided I was going to read Twilight in 24 hours. Not New Moon in 24 hours. Yes, that seems about right. So yeah, basically my tabs are going to be pink is always love and romance. I doubt I'll be using many, if any, in this video. Orange is going to be humor. Yellow is going to be interesting. Green is going to be annoying. Blue is going to be sad. Dark purple is going to be spelling / grammar errors. The light purple is going to be melodramatic bullshit. But yeah, just thought I'd check in, tell you what my tabs are going to be. They're all now on this page here. I've written them down in pencil. I don't use pen. Some people do. It's cool. Whatever floats your boat, you do you. But yeah, I personally use pencil to do all my annotations. But yeah, anyway, I am now going to go read, and I will check in with you in a bit. So I'm switching to my phone because it might be easier while I'm vlogging. But so if that's why the quality is different, that's why. Now it is like, I think it's around 11 a.m. Half 11. It's 11:30. So I may have not picked up this book. I may have got distracted by YouTube, but sorry, not sorry. I have started reading, and the first, like, the preface, it's ridiculous. Like, I forgot how ridiculous it was. It's just Bella's dream, and it's just, like, it's already, the melodramatic stuff is already starting, and it's already bothering me. And there's still so much of this book to go, and I'm already thinking, what the hell am I doing with my life? Pray for me. It's been 4 hours since I said I was going to do a 24-hour reading New Moon. I'm still going to do that. I just haven't started reading yet because I got distracted by YouTube and by my Zoom family, who are with me right now on my laptop. And I was watching YouTube and listening to music and not reading this book. So what I'm deciding to do instead, because Amanda, beautiful, beautiful human, is also doing a readathon to try and finish some books. So we just decided to start now. It is 2 p.m. We're going to start off with a 2-hour reading break. Okay, so I've been reading for about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. But I've got to the part where Bella and Edward are watching Romeo and Juliet. And Edward just sort of just starts talking about suicide and how easy it is for humans. And it's just done in such a blasé way. Like, where did Stephanie Meyer get off thinking this was an acceptable thing to write in, like, in a book that teenagers, like 13-year-olds read? Like, it's not right in my mind. And it's kind of disturbing, and it's made me feel very uncomfortable. I mean, he's like, you humans have it so easy. All you have to do is throw down one tiny vial of plant extracts. And then he goes on to say that he had to think about it, because, you know, what if Bella had died at the end of the first book, and it's just like, I don't think this is an acceptable thing to be writing in a book where young teenagers who are already going through a lot to suddenly just talk about how easy it is for people to kill themselves. I don't know, it just rubs me up the wrong way, to be honest. So I am just about to start chapter 4, which I forgot, like, how kind of painful Edward's leaving is for Bella. I just sort of, like, remembered that it was kind of melodramatic, but I think, weirdly, I think Stephanie Meyer's way of describing pain is very, well, you can see why Bella was feeling that way, and I think it went a little bit too far with her, like, you know, running into the forest and then not being able to get home. Like, she's lived there before, she knows the woods. Like, to me, it's not very believable that she would fall over and just not get up. I get it's a painful breakup, but, like, no. But One thing I will say is I really love the formatting of like October to January. I think that is so clever. Just blank pages with the words, with the months on. I think that's really really powerful. Like I loved how they did it in the movie as well with Bella sitting in the chair and the changing of the seasons. I thought that was really incredible. So yeah, I actually really think that that was very powerful and it really worked. So I've got to give kudos when kudos is deserved, and this time, Stephanie Meyer, grudgingly, have to admit, kudos to you because that was impressive. And weirdly, I'm kind of so far. Yes, there's been bits that I've just like eye roll. It's not as bad. Hate to admit this, it's not as bad as okay. So I'm on page 98, and it's now 5:05 in the evening. So it's been about 3 hours since I started this, and I've read about it for 2 hours and had a bit of a break, and now I'm back in it. But I forgot how problematic this book was. Well, I hadn't. I knew it was going to be problematic, but this is the first time I've gone. So I know I was talking about like them talking about suicide, but this is like a whole other thing. Literally, the line is, remembering that promise, I felt a twinge of guilt, but what I was doing right now didn't really count. It wasn't like I was taking a blade to my wrists. Like, when did Stephanie Meyer think that that was an acceptable thing to say? I just think a lot of this is not well thought out. Like, it's making me feel super uncomfortable, actually, considering this book is aimed at young teenagers who, like, depression and self-harm is something that is kind of taboo, that people don't really talk about because it's a difficult and uncomfortable subject. And I think the fact that Stephanie Meyer is using it in such a way that's so blasé, and like she says it like unironically, and I just don't think that's acceptable, and it's making me very uncomfortable. But yeah, Stephanie Meyer, please stop. Okay, so I'm on page 128, and I'm actually kind of sad that what Stephanie Meyer does to Jacob's character. Like, he seems like such a sweet kid, and he's just like got a load of energy, and Stephanie Meyer just butchers him in the later books, and I do feel bad for him. But then again, like, Bella is his friend, and he's gets to be a little bitch about everything. But like, again, I'm gonna say it, Stephanie Meyer does not know teenagers. Like, she talks about banter, like we bantered like that till Hoquiam, and they're talking about like age and how to determine age, and I'm just like, is that banter? Is that how teenagers talk? And I'm like, no, definitely not. Stephanie Meyer just doesn't know how to write teenagers, and I think it's just really funny because it's so obvious. And I don't know, it just feels a bit awkward and unnatural. And yeah, I don't like Stephanie Meyer's writing style. Jacob in this book at least is kind of sweet at the moment, where he's just fixing bikes and having fun, and he's just chatting. And it's like in the films as well, they made him not like this. They made him too serious. So I'm on page 143, and I forgot that Bella goes back to the house, like to the Collins house. Like that just flew out of my head. I completely forgot. But it's actually kind of sad the way that like Bella is feeling here, because she goes there with the intention to hear Edward's voice, like yawn, but she doesn't hear that. She like sees nothing, and it's like all empty, and like the feeling she has is just, it's very sad. And the line that got me the most was that everything remained untouched and forgotten behind them, just like me. I'm just like, yeah, I feel that. Like, sorry, dude. We always have those people that leave us, though, and it's something we all get used to, and I just feel like she's just getting used to the fact that they're not there anymore, and that's like a big punch in the face because they are gone. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting into this book a lot more than I thought I would, which is kind of annoying me. I'm kind of getting annoyed at myself. I mean, I still am finding very problematic pieces and problematic things in here and melodramatic stuff, and I'm just like, ugh. But it's not hitting me the same way Twilight did. I don't know if when I read Twilight I was just in a really, really bad mood, but I am not so angry at this book yet. I mean, there are bits, the continuous use of blasé suicide and mental health issues is really pissing me off. Like, don't get me wrong, but like in general, I'm enjoying this book a lot more. So it's much, much later. It's like past 11, and I'm really tired, but I want to get to the halfway point tonight. And I'm on page 176, and Jacob and Bella are trying to find the meadow, and actually I think it's kind of sweet. Like, she is kind of like, he is trying to do the best for her, but like, I don't know. He's just goes a bit far sometimes. Like, I think that's fair enough. We all have that friend, or like at least Bella does anyway. And I don't know. She's kind of lucky she has a friend like Jake, I guess. But like, it sometimes is a bit much, you know. But I think Stephanie Meyer tries to be funny, and the jokes just don't quite hit in the right way. So like, I've got to page 176, and they're talking about the bear. Spoiler alert: it's not a bear, but like they're talking about how bears don't eat people because they don't taste great. But then like Jake's like jokingly says, "Of course, you might be an exception. I bet you'd taste good." It's just like it's not even funny. Okay, so it's like almost midnight, which is why I'm look tired as shit because I am. And I just need to get to halfway through so tomorrow I can read half the book again. I haven't got many hours left, to be honest, but you know, I can do it. I've got until 2 p.m. my time. If I get up at 7, that's like 6 hours to read 200 pages. Like, I can do that. But yeah, I kind of have been enjoying this book, but then Stephanie Meyer just finds a way to ruin it, and it bothers me. I don't know why it bothers me, it does, but it does. And it's because it's just so melodramatic. Like, I'm sometimes like, oh yeah, Bella's kind of like, I get it, but then she does something and I'm just like, why? Did Stephanie Meyer do that? Pass. Who knows? But, yeah. We're doing a reading sprint with the Zoom fam right now. They're all keeping me company. And yeah, they're not really reading, I don't think, but that's them. So I'm officially halfway through the readathon and halfway through the book. I've got about 12 hours left. Well, 13 hours left technically, but I'm about to sleep for 6 hours. Hopefully, like, I'm going to set my alarm for 6 and then 7, and I'll wake up then. But I have got to page 264 of 497. So I think I'm in with a shot, but I don't know. Bella is like, every time I think I'm getting into it, like, Bella says something, and like Jacob's turned into an asshole, and I'm just like, I can't get behind this story. Like, I'm enjoying it more because Edward isn't here, and I think that's the problem. I really fucking hate Edward. He's just so controlling and so irritating, and he isn't here, like, in this book right now. Like, he was in at the beginning, and I was just like, oh, boring. And then he left, and I was like, okay, this is interesting, and, like, learning how Bella is, like, coping with it. Like, it's been weird, but yeah, I've liked it enough, I guess. Like, it hasn't made me hate myself as much as Twilight did. Still didn't like it, though. Still don't like it. And I still can't condone this being a book that young teenagers read. Can't do it. There's too many references to mental health issues that are not dealt with in a particularly nice way, and it makes me kind of sad, really, because it's people love this book and reading it. It's just like it's full of stuff that just shouldn't be said that way. Regardless, I am gonna go to sleep now because look at my look how tired I look. But yeah, my voice probably sounds like shit too. So yay. Anyway, I will see you all when I wake up in the morning. Kill me. I don't want to wake up early, but I'm gonna be waking up early. So, good morning, everyone. It's nearly 8 a.m. I didn't wake up when I said I would. But also, I look so fucking tired. Anyway, I'm awake and I'm gonna finish this book. I mean, I got halfway yesterday afternoon, feeling confident. I just want to get this over and done with and get this video edited because it's gonna be super long. But yeah, need to start reading. Okay, so it's 10:17. I've got like 3 and a bit hours left, and I'm on page 271, so I've not really got much further than I did last night. But you know, I'm getting there. I've just been chatting to the Zoom fam. It's been really nice. Just a nice, relaxing morning. I had coffee, had something to eat, and now I'm actually going to be reading. And I'm going to just pretty much reading now on until I finish. And Jacob has just put, like, he's just said to Bella, like, I'm not a killer, Bella.
And I find this like a really strange wording, and I know what Stephanie Meyer is trying to do. She's trying to mirror when Edward tells Bella that he is a killer. And it's supposed to be like Jake is the better choice for her, but like that's bullshit because Jake is just like is a child essentially, and he's very whiny, and I found that kind of annoying. Like he's been fine, and now he's like, I don't know. I don't know. I have a lot of feelings towards Jacob Black, and a lot of them are positive, a lot of them are negative, and I know his character development just gets worse and worse and worse, and that kind of makes me sad, you know? But I just find it very strange how Stephanie Meyer is mirroring Edward and Jacob, like, a lot. And I've only just realized how weird this is, especially just him saying that. Like, it seems so un-Jacob like. Okay, so just jumping in really fast because finally someone's asked Bella what she thinks and what she wants to do. So Sam is just saying, look, we think this is best for you, but it gets dangerous, and what do you want to do? You need to make that decision. And I'm very grateful for that because finally someone's taking into account what Bella wants to do rather than just deciding for her. Edward's being a whiny little bitch. He makes no sense. How dare. He is melodramatic. He's like, I'm going to commit suicide even though I totally left Bella. And I just think it's fucking ridiculous. And Stephanie Meyer, what you're doing is romanticizing suicide. And that's generally a bad thing in books, and it's terrible here. Okay, so the time now is 1:30. I finished my book about 10 minutes ago, and I'm very, very pleased about it. I can't even explain how happy I am about it, but I am happy. I finished with like 40 minutes to spare. Completely done, over with New Moon. Thank goodness. I don't think I could have read much more of it today, and I'm gonna have a break and I'm gonna read something else. I'm probably gonna have a shower, have some lunch, and then I'll actually film a proper outro. But I just wanted to say it is now 13:31, which means, yep, it's not 2 p.m, which means I've done it. Yeah! So I finished New Moon in 24 hours, and it was actually quite good. I felt like it was better than the first one. I preferred it because Edward Cullen wasn't in the book very much. I mean, he was there for the first, like, I don't know, 100 pages or so, maybe not even that. And he gets all, like, butthurt because Bella gets a fucking paper cut and Jasper tries to kill her, and I'm just like, Edward, you're vampires, mate. Like, what do you think was going to happen? Yes, I think the problem with these books is I hate Edward Cullen. He's so over the top. And, yeah, okay, Jake wasn't particularly great either, but his character in this book, at least, is one that I think Bella really, truly needed. He was a friend when he needed her, and that's kind of where it, like, starts and ends, if you know what I mean. He looked after her. He was a constant ray of sunshine in her life, and truly, that's the sort of friend that Bella actually needed. So I do appreciate that. What else can I say about this book? I mean, the fact that Edward convinces his entire family, including Alice, and Alice is supposed to be like Bella's best buddy, to just up and leave. Like, what is that? What is that, Edward? Like, stop being such a selfish asshole. And also, everyone just, like, makes decisions for Bella. And Bella is just, like, weirdly okay with that. Like, the girl has an opinion. Well, I hope she does anyway. But, like, there is a really poignant part where Sam Yulee, he thought the whole thing is, like, this weird character that appeared out of nowhere. Didn't meet him in the first book, but that's okay. Where he has a gang, and Quileute tribe, like all the young teenagers, are like flocking to his side. But actually he seems like he actually turns out to be a really great guy. And he asks Bella what she wants. And it's the first time in these whole sets of books that someone asks Bella what she thinks is right for her. Edward ups and leaves because that's best for Bella. Jake stays away from her because that's what's best for Bella. And it's like, someone just ask Bella's opinion. Like, I don't
care if you think she's just a weak human. She's still a person and she still deserves an opinion. And I think that's something I struggle with these books. But this actually got 2 stars from me. Nothing to really note, apart from the fact that I did this in 24 hours. I'm still very pleased with myself for that. Also, just before I go, I also changed some of my tabs, so you can see there that I've used quite a few of them. I changed it for the yellow from interesting to Bella being a bitch, and I added problematic to the green tab with annoying. I just felt they were more like appropriate for the story. But actually, surprisingly, I still use green quite a lot, actually. I hardly used yellow. Bella in this one doesn't seem like such an asshole. And I think that might be because she isn't with Edward. And she doesn't use the word angel. Like, the word chuckle isn't in here nearly as much either, so. And, I mean, despair. Stephenie Meyer uses the word despair a few times. But it's. Yes. It is kind of weird that she doesn't, but also I'm kind of okay with that. One huge issue with this book. The way Stephenie Meyer talks about mental health is disgusting, despicable, and is not acceptable in a book that teenagers read. Teenagers should not read a book that makes mental health a romantic notion, that suicide is something to be considered after a breakup. She blasé just sneezes out horrific lines, specifically about mental health and self-harm, and it's just not an acceptable way of speaking about it. And it actually makes me feel physically sick. And I don't know if Stephenie Meyer just thinks teenage girls think like this when a boy breaks up with them, but it shouldn't be spoken about like that. And that's something that is a huge issue for me. And when I was a teenager, I didn't necessarily think about it in the same way as I've been reading it now, as someone who's suffered from mental health issues, and specifically self-harm issues. This book, the way it spoke about mental health problems, specifically schizophrenia, and hallucinations with all of that, and putting yourself into danger and hurting yourself, but then logically telling yourself, well, I'm not cutting myself, so it's okay. Like, in my head, it just isn't the right way to go about it. But that would be something that I would warn against anyone reading this. Just warning, this is something that is very prominent. And it goes right towards the end as well. And it's ridiculous. It's the dumbest ending, with Edward being, Edward going to the Volturi because Bella supposedly died from jumping off a cliff. Because that's obviously the most logical explanation. Bella died because she jumped off a cliff. I mean, you're telling me the Cullens, who've lived hundreds of years, never went cliff jumping? Or never knew that cliff jumping existed? That seems a bit off to me. But maybe that's just me, I don't know. But yeah, I've rambled on for just about enough, and this video is already going to be really long, so I will check in with you all next week. I hope you really enjoyed this, and comment down below if you want to tell me anything about this book that you disagreed with, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.